Welcome in, folks. Great guest today from The Athletic, Nick Baumgardner. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining the show. We're going to talk some Chiefs and your take on the draft class. Lot of things going on at The Athletic. Is that the best place for them to find you, or where's the central hub for you?
Yeah, right. Thanks. At The Athletic, I'm all over that one right now. A lot of draft stuff going on still there, or post-draft stuff, I should say. And then we're getting a little bit into the 2025, not too much. But then also on Twitter, just at Nick Baumgardner. YouTube at Nick Baumgardner, FB, same thing as Instagram as well. So all over those places.
I think it was more about fit on day 3 than it was anything else for me. That into what happened after the draft. And I know you just put out your favorite UDFA for every team.
That's right.
How did you feel about making that decision? Who did you come down?
Who did we get for the Chiefs? Let me pull this up now. All of a sudden, you're putting me on the spot. I can't remember who they had. Do you have their class?
It was Jacobs.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, those are always a difficult, situation in terms of you're not trying to project is a guy going to be a star? Is a guy going to be whatever? You're just trying to, does a guy fit? Does a guy somewhat, Jake, can he do something more than maybe one thing? Can he do something for you on special teams? Can he do something with speed on the back end? I think that's one there. The speed, everything else was pretty high. Good tester, good athlete, and a lot of times with the UDFA's, a lot of the guys that I end up on, it's if you're a really good athlete and you were an off the charts athlete somewhere, you're gonna have a chance, and you're gonna get multiple chances. You know what I mean? And they'll bring you back, and they'll put you on the practice squad, and they'll keep trying again, and that's why I like those things, because you hear about these guys and you never, they'll end up in the UFL, and then they'll come back, and then they'll go all over the place, and it's it's great stuff, because you always find good stuff there in the UDFAs.
Yeah, if you can move, that's your key. Your runner-up, it seems, was probably my favorite pick of the UDFA group, and that's Lovett from Florida State. Longest arms in the defensive tackle class in this year.
Guy. Yeah.
So that's one trait, right? One trims down. So if you're talking about defensive line, if you have length and you feel that you can train them up on the rest of it, that's something to buy into, isn't it?
That's all it is.
Okay.
And Lovett it's a similar thing. He was another guy that was at the Shrine Bowl, and it's 35 plus, and he had good, strong, solid hands. If your hands suck and you're wide with your hands, the length doesn't really matter anyway. But for me, he was a guy that not popping athletically necessarily, but he comes off the ball, puts his feet in the ground, and when he gets his hands in his chest, and he's got that length, and he can just ragdoll people. So it's a lot of power and really good disciplined hands, and an older guy who just played his butt off. That was another one who I really like. It's just get winners. I love that when teams that win a lot, they just find guys that won a lot. And, I think Lovett was a 2-time captain, and he transferred in there, that sort of stuff. That's really cool to see. And when guys like that go to a team that already wins, it usually ends up, in everyone's favor.
Yeah, that's a beach trait. If you've got to see on your jersey at some point, he's pretty continuous. So I think that all worked out great. So overall, I would put him in the top 10 as a class in this draft.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, probably not the biggest, but is that ring for you as well?
I mean, I think, like I said, I think that Hicks on day 3 is terrific value. I think Norzad is also a really good player. And then we talked about, Hansen there. But again, for me, for teams like this, you're not, the Chiefs are probably in this year, they probably have a little bit more in terms of they did need some things that checked off the box for next year. But there's just not a lot of room for championship level teams to bring rookies in. So you're trying to find guys that, can help you today a little bit, but also in 2 or 3 years. So I really like the fact that they bang right away, not messing around. They made a deal. And I think they took the best advantage of it, where it's you ended up getting a playmaker that's going to help you today, a tackle / offensive lineman, whatever you want to do with him, who could help you today somewhere, but really probably going to help you long term down the road. Those are the 2 biggest boxes they had. They're done, and then everything after that to me is just find guys that you can develop and invest in that down the road can be maybe a cheaper return. And they've done that so well. You're paying your top guys so much money. You don't have room to mess around. So it's you've got to find value where you can get it. And I think they've obviously done a great job for a lot of years, but I think this is another really good example of that.
I want to talk about that in terms of the rest of the league as well, folks. Nick Baumgardner from The Athletic. Go get subbed if you're not already. I can't imagine if you're not, if you're watching this channel. So thanks, Nick, for your time. We're going to jump over, and we'll get back to you in a bit.